So I would love it if all of you could write, how are you feeling from everything that just happened? 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, whatever happened, I want you to be honest, and you're gonna write, I'm frustrated, when is this class gonna start? You know, that chatty Cathy inside, how are you feeling? Are you like, Michelle, I can't believe how relaxed you are? Frustrated? And you're just gonna share, and the thing is, I don't take anything personally. So I love you all. I wanna hear how you're feeling. I wanna hear what's true for you. You don't have to like show off and be like, I don't feel anything, but then in reality, you're like, Jesus, when is this gonna start? Okay. Be really, really, okay, I just wanna make sure it is, okay. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. I think everybody that needs to be here is here, and I'm gonna let go of 14. Oh, and if anybody else texts, we did it, you guys, we're back on. Does anybody have abandonment issues like I did in the past? I'm just wondering. Because I said I'm not gonna leave you all. I'm staying. I used to be the type of person that would leave. Okay. So make sure to mute yourselves before I start the recording. Oh, the recording's going. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and mute everybody. Here we go. And I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go starting the recording, because this is what we're gonna start. I have and still have. Grateful. I didn't know what was happening before, and I said that because I was late, and that's why I was stuck. LOL. I have and still have abandonment. Okay, so my dad left when I was 12, and my parents got a divorce, and I love you. I love you, the person that just wrote to me. Love you, love you, love you. I love you all. And the thing is, I, as a child, made up a story that I'm not lovable because my father left. And my father didn't send my mom any money. And there were 3 children that he left, not giving her any, whatever that's called every month, the child support. None of it ever arrived, ever, ever, ever. So I thought to myself, wow, I was with this man for 12 years of my life. He was my king, my prince. I wanted to marry my dad when I was like 4 years old. And now he's not here. It's like after one day, he just disappeared. And I thought to myself, wow, I must not be special. I must not matter. And I think I like would spend time in my bed at night, just making those thoughts, ruminating those thoughts like a cow chewing grass. My dad's not here. I can't believe he's not sending my mom any money. He doesn't write, he doesn't call. He just disappeared. And I think so many years of me saying the same story in my head, I just it's like a hypnotism. I was hypnotized. I was programmed to think that I don't matter. And so at age 14, there was a teenager that was interested in me. And my mom sent me to this 3-day event because I was a depressed teen. And she wanted me to see the light, you know, and have this course that she paid for, this insight course for teenagers. And, oh, hold on. 2 people here are looking. Okay, it's okay. 14 years old. So basically this teenager had his, just I'm giving you the cliff notes. Eventually this teenager at that retreat for 3 days had like, he was attracted to me. He was flirting with me and everybody else. And I was like, oh my God, somebody cares about me. Somebody's interested in me. And I was so lonely that I let him be the first person that I took my virginity away, that I lost my virginity with, which I didn't even know what sex was really, because my mom never talked to us about sex. And so when I lost my virginity, I bled, my hands were sweaty. I remember this like if it was yesterday, and I felt like a deer, you know, with the lights, and the deer freezes. And I thought God doesn't love me anymore because I'm not a virgin. And I was really ashamed that I let him have his way with me. But the pain of my dad leaving was greater than that pain of whatever I could have experienced with this teenager, that it felt good to me to kind of get distracted with that pain. And so, and I think about this when people cut themselves, you know, how we do things to just distract the pain, the emotional pain, because I work with clients that do this cutting. What I've discovered is that we will replace and seek out ways of getting hurt so that we don't have to dwell on the pain inside, whether it's drugs, porn, alcohol. We could get addicted to meditation and like bypass the pain by doing like repetitive mantras, like those people that are really hardcore yogis that are, it's almost like they're not really here, but they're doing spiritual things. So you could actually have like a drug that's spiritual, but it's not really feeling. And trust me, I know this because I was one of those people that I would take every class, learn every book, read everything. And I was just constantly learning, but I wasn't closing my eyes and feeling the pain in my vagina, the pain in my heart, the pain in my gut. I wasn't going inside. And I know now that's probably why a lot of us don't want to sit and just meditate and like actually be with our pain. And so today, this is something that I'm creating this beautiful sacred space for you all. And so is my rock here, our rock. And we are gonna create a beautiful cocoon of emotional support for you, because I have spent a lot of time with myself, with my little girl inside who was always seeking daddy in other men. And that was my drug, I think, love addiction, looking for a man who gives me attention so that I can numb out the pain of my dad. And maybe that has some relevance for you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you have another type of pain. If you want to write to me what your pain you think it is, or what you think your addiction is, or what you think, maybe it's food. Some of us are addicted to food. We cover up the pain by eating, and then some of us also gain weight as a security blanket. It's like a comfort. And so why I'm sharing this is because I think it's really important for you to know a little bit about. It's amazing how I look at the phone and there happens to be somebody texting, you know, it's like, anyway. Thank God I'm a mom, right? That I could do all these things at once. Same feeling, same here in. Okay, so I knew there was a reason why I shared all that. And so the thing is that what came up for me today was that I think a lot of us are ashamed to just talk about what's really there because we think we're supposed to be something else. So like the work that I do, I would hope that I have some ability to feel, right? And I would hope that I have some ability to process my emotions if I'm teaching people this, right? And so sometimes what I notice is because we're like a yoga teacher or we're a life coach, that somehow we're not supposed to talk about our flaws or something like that. So for me, I want to reveal everything that's true, because if you think somebody, a coach, or you put them up on a pedestal, a guru, and you actually think they're perfect, no one is. I mean, I'm sorry, I really question that. Even the Dalai Lama had to have his pancreas, I think, or some surgery, gallbladder, I think it was, removed, and he probably had a lot of anger that things happened in his country, you know? So we all have emotional baggage, but are we flushing it out? Are we walking around with it like weights on our shoulders? So if you have tension in your shoulders constantly, then it's literally you're walking around like this. And let's just say you have anger here and you have shame here, but probably the shame is in your genitals, because genitals, usually that's what we feel there. And maybe in your heart, you have resentment. So just check in, do I have resentment? Did I take something personally? Do I live out of obligation that I'm supposed to do this and supposed to do that? That'll be in your shoulders. And so it's amazing how there's different emotions that we hold in different parts of the body. Isn't that amazing? I just think it's so cool. Especially if you know acupuncture, they talk a lot about the organs. Yes, shame in the genitals. I'm learning and busy. Yesterday I realized I didn't want to be with myself. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to remember, the very first thing is to hold space for yourself. Be with whatever is there. That's step one to healing at the speed of light. And the first step is I'm gonna be with my shame. I'm gonna be with my feeling that I don't wanna be with myself. Been feeling fire, feeling in the liver and gallbladder. I need to be busy all the time. In the past, because right now you're here. So that's the past. You are here. So let's just take this moment to take in the feeling of whatever's coming up for us, and we're gonna do this. I am here, okay? I am here. Say that, I am here. I am here. Regardless of what you've done in the past, maybe you've checked out your whole life and right now you're here. And maybe you're struggling to be here right now too. You're still here. Maybe you're here physically and you're tuning out mentally, but you're still here. You are still here. And maybe you're a little hard on yourself in the past, which doesn't help you to stay here. I'm just looking for the other stick. Oh, there it is. And so you're gonna say, regardless of my past, I'm here now. Say that out loud. Regardless of my past, I am here now. Regardless of my past, I am choosing to stay now. Regardless of my past, I'm choosing to stay now. So I wasn't with myself most of my life. When I was, in my eyes, raped at age 14, and I made it so much bigger than what it really was. He didn't slap me, kick me. He didn't drug me. He was a 17-year-old just wanting to de-virginize me. And I made it as God doesn't love me anymore. I made it the heaviest dramatic story that really hurt me. I thought God didn't love me anymore. That's pretty big. So what have you made heavy? What have you judged, criticized about yourself that's caused you to actually worsen how you feel? Because you don't really need to be hard on yourself that you make yourself busy all the time. You don't need to really, really, really persecute yourself because you're busy all the time or because you have shame in your body. You can just feel it. So do your best right now to feel it. Close your eyes and I invite you to lay down right now and create your nest of support. This space that we've created is a nest of support and create a physical nest. So I invite you to lay down or lean back in a chair, close your eyes, and you're gonna say, I am safe. Lean back, I am safe now. I am here now. I choose to be here now. I choose to be here now. I am free to be here now, regardless of my past. And you're gonna say, up until now, I am here. Up until now, I am here. And we're creating these new ways of thinking that are gonna lead us easier into processing even more today. Check in with yourself. How guarded do you feel? How much do you protect yourself? Are you open to sharing vulnerably, or do you feel that you have a big wall around you? Trust me, I know what that feels like. I'm a Cancer. These last days, I feel I've been a soft shell crab, but most of my life, I feel I've been a steel crab, not letting anybody in. because I wasn't letting myself feel my shame, my guilt, all, you know, perfectionists have to be perfect all the time, being raised Catholic. You can't do this, you can't do that. You have to do it this way, that way. So it's so hard to just exist. I had so much tension in my body. And I wasn't really free. Constant self-criticism, judgment, analysis. It just was not fun living, especially because I felt I had to live for everybody else. I'm able to share easily, but I emotionally disconnect from what I'm sharing or feeling. Okay, thank you for mentioning that. So you're going to take a moment now. If you did get your essential oils, if you signed up early enough that they came into your home, the ones that I sent, and if you signed up today, you're gonna get them in the mail. For right now, you're gonna put your hand over your chest, but if you do have the aphrodisiac oiled wild lust, you're gonna roll that on your chest like this. Take the roller and roll it. Or you're just gonna take your hand and you're gonna do this to your heart. So close your eyes and you're gonna move your palm over your chest, touching yourself, and then you're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna feel your heart. Feel your heart. So go over and around. You're exploring. How does my chest feel? Does it feel tight? Does it feel protective? And get in there. What I like to do is bring my left arm up and then I rub myself with my right hand over the left side. What this does when you bring the arm back, it stretches the fascia of your heart. The heart has a sheath that covers it, this collagen elastin matrix. So when you bring your left arm out, you're actually stretching the heart wall. And so notice, touch yourself, massage over it. How does my heart feel? And when you inhale, that's going to cause your chest to expand. And then exhale, ah. And feel free to make sounds. Deep breath in. Exhale, ah. Your eyes are closed and you're feeling your heart. Ah. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Ah. Inhale, inhale, inhale. So it goes like this. And hold that. That causes you to expand wherever you've been tensed up. Exhale. Ah. And take a moment to just pause. Keep your hand over your heart. See if you can actually feel the beat of your heart under your hand. Does my heart feel heavy? Keep your eyes closed. Am I holding any anger? And if you are, let the anger sound out. You're gonna express the sound of your emotions. Maybe you feel worried. What does that sound like? Ah. Maybe you're frustrated. Ah. Allow yourself the freedom right now to express whatever you're feeling and listen to it. What am I feeling? Maybe you're feeling numbed out. What does that sound like? What does numb sound like? Ah. And if you have thyroid problems, bring your chin up. Maybe you're not saying something to someone that you really want to share and you're keeping it all bottled up inside. Inhale, 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 inhale. We're going to do 5, 6, or 7 sniffs now. And hold that, expanding even more. Hold it. You're doing great. Hold it. And let's go a little bit deeper now. We're going to inhale, 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 inhale. The most you could ever do. Hold that. You're so expanded. You're so elongated in your heart. And you're going to lean back even more and imagine yourself as a child. The very, 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 very first time you felt abandoned. The very, very, very first time that you felt feelings of anger. The first time you ever felt shame. Or the very first time you felt emotionally disconnected. And you're gonna notice, how does that version of yourself feel right now? Are you still holding on to emotions from the past? And you're just gonna hold yourself. You can hug yourself, or you can take a pillow and hug a pillow on top of you. And you're gonna start to just witness your emotions. And then you're gonna breathe in and breathe out. So let's just say that for me, what came up was when I was 12 years old and my parents telling me that they're gonna get a divorce. Well, actually, it was my mom. And it was on the way to the bus stop. My mom decides to tell us on the way to school that she's getting a divorce. And that was the best my mom knew how to do, right? And I remember the whole bus ride crying and doing my best to like cover my face with my hair so that nobody would see how sad I was. And so in that moment, that little girl felt really alone and sad and abandoned and all these things. But then I had to be a good girl, go to school, be in the bus, act like everything's fine. So in that moment, the body wants to release tears and emotions, but then my conscious mind is saying, shh, keep it inside. Don't show everyone how you really feel. And so that lets us know that we're not like free to be ourselves. We learn that you can't be like yourself. You have to stop it. Stop crying. Don't be so sensitive. And so then we're confused. It's like we can't really feel our authentic self. So take a pillow. It's okay if you got to walk out of the room for a second. Get something on your belly or just hug yourself. And you're going to pretend that you are your own mom and dad. You're your divine parents right now. And I would love it if you can hold space for yourself and just let that child cry right now. Let that inner little person that maybe is the one that's really been angry for a lot of years. Can you hold space for that person right now? Just take a moment, notice what comes up for you. And if anything, if nothing's coming up for you, do this and just be, I'm here for you. I'm here now and I love you. Or if that person wants to yell and scream and kick and let them do that too. You're not going to tell them to be quiet. They can have their emotions. Whatever's been irking you, whoever you're annoyed at, vent it out. You can also shake your body. We're actually processing it right now. Whatever you've been too busy to process, you have the opportunity right now to feel it. Maybe it's work, maybe it's lack of work, maybe it's scarcity, poverty, feeling like your everyday money is just draining, money, not enough, lack of abundance flow, whatever it is, feel it. Let it come up. Hopeless, helpless, not supported, shame, anger, sadness. closing your eyes, feel that expansion. Go to wherever your body's feeling that. And breathe. Breathe into that part of your body where you're holding. Maybe it's your liver, maybe it's your stomach. Put your hand there. I'm here for you. I'm not leaving you. I'm here for you. And you can feel that. All of you is welcome right now. You can feel that. Yes. Be the witness of your emotions. Be the witness of your feelings. And you might be judging yourself. Just notice how you sometimes judge yourself. Notice how you have expectations of where else you're supposed to be. Meaning, man, I have still a lot of anger. Where'd this come from? Oh, it's so frustrating. So what if none of that was there? What if you could just feel it and flow it and that's it? It's like having a friend where you could tell them anything. Basically, if anybody calls me, that's how you're going to feel. If you call me, we have a clarity call, and I'm just listening in the clarity calls, people don't feel judged, and then they can actually open up more. When you judge yourself, it's like driving with the brakes on. You can't really be yourself if you're judging yourself. Judgment is the opposite of acceptance. So if you're one of those people that judge yourself, ask yourself, where do I judge myself? What have I not accepted about myself? Or there's a person in your life that you do not accept, someone that you feel you haven't cut the cords, that causes that inability to just be free. And is there anyone that I feel hurt by? Is there anyone that I'm angry at? Is there anyone that I avoid or I have not forgiven? Is there anything about myself that I have not forgiven? And take a deep breath in. Let those feelings come up. Where have I not forgiven? Let that energy move. What am I pretending? What am I avoiding? What's too painful to be with myself? And then just let that go. And what has been the benefit of being judgmental? How have I learned something because I was judgmental up until now? And you're going to ask yourself, is there any emotions that I'm still holding on to? Notice what comes up. If you're not sure, put your hand over your heart and your gut. So your heart and your gut. We hold a lot of emotions here in the organs and in the diaphragm and in our heart and our lungs. So these areas, and we only have two hands, or else I'd have another hand on my vagina. I'm getting there. So you check in. And then lastly, how do I feel in my genitals? And you can just put your hand there. How do I feel here in the center? Do I get a lot of cramps, menstrual cramps, or menopause symptoms? Or do I have fibroids? Do I have PCOS? Do I have vulvodynia, pelvic floor pain, sexual pain? Do I have a painful bladder? Do I have incontinence? Do I have hip pain? Anal pain? Do I have the one where hemorrhoids? So you put your hand there. This is a way not to leave yourself. You actually touch yourself and breathe and expand and feel those parts. And if it feels painful, tight, blocked, that's a sign, that's an opportunity for you to flow there. So you're going to do this. And you can squeeze and relax your pelvic floor if you're feeling stuck down there in your sexual parts. Squeeze and relax your pelvic floor. That brings blood flow. Open up your legs and check in. How do I feel about my sexuality, my sexual energy? Am I stressed out? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel guarded in my yoni? You can caress your lower belly. Caress, touch, press into it, feel. You're exploring, you're being curious. Notice what arises. Your eyes are closed and you're touching yourself, noticing how you feel. And as best as you can, you're not analyzing what you're feeling. You're not judging it. Sometimes people say, oh man, you know, I feel all this anger. It's like they're sad or they're mad that they're angry. So what if you could just feel it? And a lot of times things come up because they're coming out. They're leaving. So be grateful that you're feeling. And sometimes we start to cry and people say, why am I crying? Michelle, you're making me cry, you know? And so really what's happening is you're just releasing that energy of those stuck emotions. They're no longer stuck. So when you start to cry, when you start to feel, when you start to feel things, be grateful. So you're going to say right now, thank you so much for feeling. Oh, thank you so much for feeling. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful I can feel. I'm so grateful I can feel. Can you say that? I am so grateful I can feel. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale. I'm so grateful I can feel. And so someone wrote, a lot of hate and feel shame, hate, I feel like shouting. Please shout, please shout. Do it. Be grateful that it's coming up and shout it, shout it. This is a way of honoring yourself. Your feelings matter. And a lot of times, whatever's coming up, it's like bubbles in the water. You know, when bubbles come up from into the surface and then they just evaporate. But if you're resisting, expressing, you're keeping it inside. It's just energy. Emotions are energy in motion. And we have to keep processing our emotion. If you don't go poopy for a week, you're gonna feel very blocked. Can you imagine how uncomfortable you would feel if you made yourself stuff down your poop and you don't go to the bathroom and you make yourself hold it in? So this is the same exact thing that happens when we emotionally get constipated and we don't give ourselves permission to feel. When men get heart attacks at age 40, those are men that have been taught to suppress their emotions. I wish I could do a survey of men after they have their heart attack and interview them. Because the few clients I've had with heart attacks, all of them are suppressing their emotions. A lot of men do this and a lot of women. Except we talk. We dump out our emotions with our friends. Men don't do that. So we wonder why they're the ones that have more heart attacks. The heart's saying, I can't hold this anymore. I can't. And the heart is actually being kind, because then usually people change. A heart attack is a wake-up call. So your body, whatever symptoms, diagnoses you have of anything, your body is actually on your side and it's wanting you to heal this. So whatever recently has happened to you or whatever chronically is happening to you, and mind you, everybody, you can schedule a 15-minute clarity call with me after this class. If you're feeling you need extra support and you want to learn more about this work, please know that this is not the end of the support, okay? And this actual class, I'm going to have again on Wednesday at noon, this class, because people couldn't be here today that wanted to be here today. So I just put it on the calendar for next Wednesday, 29th of April. Yes, because this is important. A lot of people are depressed on medication. Medication doesn't clear the root problem, the root cause of your depression. And a lot of like people that are bipolar, they have had childhood trauma and they have dissociated, separate personalities. So people just in this world, we have to make people aware that there's something called emotional pain, and it's very real. And we cope in different ways with our pains. And so let's take a moment now to do this beautiful ritual of loving your body. You're going to create a heart. Watch this, okay? You're going to go up and make a heart. Hope you all can see the heart shape. So it goes up and then around and down. Corazón, heart. And you're going to imprint this. It's like the sacred geometry. You're creating a heart connection between your heart, your gut, your genitals, and up to your throat. And you can even go higher up to your third eye, your crown, and then back down. So you're creating this love cocoon of yourself, regardless of what you're feeling. And maybe some of you are like, man, you know, it was hard for me to be with my emotions just now. Man, I really didn't get the most out of this class. You're going to get the recording. And remember, you can talk to me 15 minutes and we can go a little deeper or talk more about this type of work. And you can come next Wednesday. And there's meditations that I've recorded for emotional processing. So there's essential oils. You're going to get those in the mail. Adaptive, peppermint, and lemon are the 3 essential oils that I sent you. And if you just registered today, you're going to get them in 3 days probably. I'm going to the post office right after this. So take a moment now to just feel grateful for yourself. You're making your heart shape. And you're going to thank yourself for having been emotionally available or aware that it's challenging to be emotionally available. So everybody today, you all were in a different place. Some of you might have ripped out some great emotions and let them flush. Some of you, maybe you felt stuff was coming up, but then you didn't really have the ability to surrender to it, and that's okay. Whatever it was, your essential oils have been saving me. You can share if you want about it. Awesome. Can you write, Naomi, what exactly you've done with the oils? Like I gave you a spray, I gave you the roller, and I gave you breathe for your chest. So there's actually emotions. This one, Adaptive, is from doTERRA. That is a brand new one. This one's great for men too because it's not so floral. So I wanted to mention these accelerate emotional release. So before the sessions, I ask clients to smell this. They're on the phone and it goes to your limbic system, which is your emotional center, and it causes you to feel more relaxed. Put orange under your tongue. Yeah, you can put orange under your tongue. I put frankincense under my tongue also, and On Guard. These are antiviral also. They have antiviral properties and antibacterial and antifungal. Spraying face, neck, and chest, rubbing roller, same areas. Yeah, and I made myself a DIY spray that's an antibacterial, antiviral, and I literally spritz myself to clear my aura, clear my energy. And it's just, if anybody wants to learn more about that, tomorrow at noon, I'm having an essential oils class, and we're going to be focusing just on essential oils and body love rituals. I'll send everybody the link to that one. And whoever's here today, you just let me know, Michelle, I want to go to that class, the essential oils class. you can write it on the comments and I'll just put your email into it. You don't have to give another donation, okay? Everybody can come on for free for that one. Okay, yeah, please write it in the chat. Michelle, I want my oils. Write that. I want my oils, and that'll be the code. Yeah, so say, I want my oils. Yeah, I want my oils. And I'll send you the link. It's just more fun, you know? Let's say, why not have fun and process our emotions? So thank you, everyone. Yeah, and the other thing I want to mention is something really big that I'm working on and playing on is this concept of abundance. Does anybody here feel that they don't have enough money? You don't have enough love? You don't have enough time? You don't have enough income? If you feel lack, you can privately message me right now. I feel lack. You feel like you're in survival mode. You feel like nobody cares about you. Please let me know if you're in scarcity. I want to know, because tomorrow I'm going to be talking about abundance also, and the emotions that go with abundance. And I'm going to be having in May Wild Women of Abundance. It's going to be a journey that I'm taking you all on. Yeah, so I want to know, because in the survey that I gave everyone, the highest thing that you all said that you wanted to learn was to be more abundant. In the self-love survey, and also how to process your emotions. The reason why people aren't loving themselves is because they are holding on to the past. That's what people wrote me on the survey. I had like 33 people. So it's not letting go of the past and
Is Michelle frozen? Oh, here you are. Yeah.
I'm juicy and alive now, but I was a little frozen a couple seconds ago. So I just got disconnected, and it's really interesting because right now it's 1 o'clock, and I bet you there's a lot of classes going on at 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a part of this work that I have done is studied healing. The word to heal means to become whole. So when you're resentful, you're like this, you're broken. Do you ever feel broken? Like you're not connected? So we go on our life like this. I was raped. My dad left when I was 12. We make up all these stories because in reality, my dad loved me. My dad actually loved me. I talked to my dad like maybe 6 years ago, and I told him how I felt. That little girl came out and I said, Dad, how could you have left us when I was 12? I want to know. Like before he dies, I want to know. And I had this massive attachment to knowing my dad's inner thoughts. And my dad told me I wanted to meet a woman. Can you hear me still? Because it's freezing again. Oh God.
Yes, I hear you. You're frozen, your image, but I hear
Yeah.
you.
So my father told me, Michelle, I love you like you would never believe. I would die for you. This is what my father said. And then he said to me, but I wanted to meet another wife. I wanted to have another wife because your mother left me. She didn't want me. And so I felt like my father made it his mission. Oh yeah, you don't want me and you don't want me to be with our kids anymore. Well, I'm going to go find a wife and I'm going to get married as soon as possible. And as I was listening to my dad, I was thinking to myself, wow, you know, that's his truth. That's what his story that he made up about my mom, that he really took it personally and that she wanted to divorce him. That was like the worst thing you could ever do to him. I mean, I do think that's a massive rejection for a man, for a woman not to want to be with you after having 3 kids with you. So I got to see my father's perspective, my father's hurtness come out. And I realized in that split second, I've been making up this story about him. That's what he wanted to do. Like I weighed my whole life heavily on what he thought about me, and all he wanted was to find another wife. And it just made me realize how silly it was for me to make my whole life about my dad not loving me and not, you know, I'm not good enough. And the whole thing just like crumbled in that split second. Like, whoa, I gotta just make my own reality. I got to create my own self-esteem. and not base my self-esteem on other people. And so I wound up hugging my dad and just telling him, I love you so much. Life is too short. I'm so happy that we're here together right now. And then we both cried together because he said to me, you were my princesa, you were my bella, you know, like, how could you think that I didn't love you? I'm sorry. I think it was too hard for me to communicate with you all. It just hurt me so much, my dad. So can somebody just acknowledge that I'm still being recorded because I'm frozen here? That you can hear me? Hello?
You?
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes,
So,
I can hear.
thank you so much. Okay, so I would love to know how that exercise was that we just did right now. I taught you a few things to lean back, feel supported, to hold space for yourself, feel what you feel, and then to touch your heart, feel your body with your hands, and then ask your body, how are you feeling? Was that helpful for everyone? If there's anybody that had something come up that you got to process, or was it difficult for you to feel and process, go ahead and share. You can unmute yourself or you can write it in the chat. Especially if you feel shy, those are the people that definitely I would recommend sharing. And also, if you think what you feel doesn't matter, it does matter. It totally matters.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I want to thank you for this class because it makes me realize that yesterday I was feeling so sad and I was feeling scared and I was feeling overwhelmed. And I think that all this time I was just busy and trying to be strong after not being strong for the first couple of weeks that we had that shutdown here in New York City. And then I was like, oh, I'm doing so well. I am fine. I am fine. And then I found myself when I am not busy that the noise, the silence bothers me, that I can't, that I'm like, I had all those emotions that I was holding. And then I started crying. And then I was feeling like, oh, you remember, you cannot get depressed. Remember, you can't be anxious. You're by yourself. You need to be strong. But then today I wake up feeling better because I got in touch with my emotions. So what you're explaining is so great to know that this is how you're healing, and it's okay to feel scared, and you had to feel it so that you can process the emotion. So I'm like, oh my God, I am in the right track. Thank you.
So do you feel more abundant and empowered from that?
Yes.
Amazing.
Much more. Yes.
Is it possible? Are you Catherine?
Yes, I'm
Can
Catherine.
you lift up your arms and go, I'm awesome?
I'm awesome. I love that exercise of lifting your left arm and rubbing your heart. It feels so amazing because that's where all my stress goes, on my heart.
It's amazing how our organs carry emotions. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I can tell you stories, folks, from working 23 years that women have had PCOS in their ovaries, like fibroids, and their mom told them that they shouldn't touch themselves, that sex is bad, sex is a sin. If you have sex before you're married, you're gonna get pregnant and you're gonna get an STD. And then the girl winds up creating that reality. She winds up getting herpes too. And she winds up getting pregnant, needing to have an abortion at age 18. It's like, if your parents weren't, like, they're just trying to protect you by saying things to scare you. Did your parents ever do that, where they try to scare you? If you do that, then you're gonna get hurt, then you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna fall, or you're gonna get pregnant, or you're gonna get an STD, so you better be good. And then literally we hear those things and they go into our psyche and then we act out. It's incredible. So hopefully if any of you do that to yourself, you will stop and you'll listen to me, because it's so true. So ideally, we're going to go on this journey in May where we're going to really strengthen our abundance muscles. And if people want to learn more about the Wild Women of Abundance journey that I'm going to take you on in May, and you really want to commit to having fun for a week and a half with me, and that journey is going to also include a session with me and the Abundance Essential Oil, which is a new oil that I've created. And we're going to learn some rituals and affirmations, and you're just going to be a magnet. You're going to become this magnet. Because for me right now, mostly my income was through one-on-one sessions. And just to give you an example, how much abundance is in my life, that I created these classes and I have products online and I have these oils. You know, I'm an essential oils advocate with doTERRA, making up my own oils. And people now, for me, I'm just making money in a different way. And it's just kind of transitioned where, of course, when everybody can come visit me again, for sure we can do one-on-one sessions. But the whole point of me sharing this is I didn't stop working because, oh my God, I can't see people anymore. I could have said that and just been in lack and been perpetuating, well, I can't massage people anymore. I can't see them in person anymore. I can't, oh my God, what am I going to do? So what I did was I began meditating for an hour in the morning, and I just started to be more connected to meditation, prayer, and I asked God, what do you want me to do? Because I have faith and I am in abundance and I know that God is always there for me. So if anything, then I got the download, create a class, make a class, clear your mind, elevate your energy. That was the first one that I did. Then I did the self-love journey. And now the wild women of abundance, because I feel so abundant. And basically my income is not as high as my income was one-on-one. However, it's steadily increasing because of the programs that I have created, and I have welcomed myself into Zoom classes. I wasn't doing Zoom before commonly. That wasn't my primary, but I just transitioned easily because I'm very in my feminine as far as being open to the intuitive inspiration. I have faith. I feel very abundant and that there's always going to be enough for me. And people are asking me to be on their podcasts. They're interviewing for summits, and I'm just being reached out. So those are opportunities for me to just get out there and reach more people. And so I do not feel lack. I feel very abundant. And I want to share this way of living where you don't have to be worried. Can you imagine waking up in the morning and you feel so abundant? And if you ladies would like to create a flow of abundance in different ways where you don't have to work for your time, that's another thing that I'm really big on creating, which is programs that are going to sell themselves or products that, for example, with doTERRA, if anybody's interested in learning more about the business of doTERRA, you would be able to join my team and teach classes with me and be a part of my abundance tribe, you know, and it's so much fun. And I really am interested in also women that speak Spanish, because I'm going to start working with more of the Latin American and just going to working with people in South America, because my family's from Peru and my cousins have been saying, Michelle, why don't you do things in Spanish with my friends, you know, that are only speak Spanish. And so that's another thing that's happening now, is people are asking me to do things in Spanish. And like Friday, I'm going to be at 222 teaching in Spanish for Movimiento con Sentido on Facebook. I'll send you all that link if you want to hear me in Spanish, teaching a sound healing. So look, I was working with Americans. Now I'm working with Latinos in Spanish, and it's just opening up a whole other flow of abundance. And I'm sharing all of this because maybe you're worried. Maybe you're like, I don't have any ideas like you, Michelle, where it's okay. Schedule a 15-minute call with me and I will share with you. We'll just hone in on what those are, those blind spots. I'm really good at this quickly. You know, I'm really good at nipping it in the butt fast. And the one thing I have to say the most is don't do things for the money. Like, I literally have had so much fun doing these donation classes, and I will never turn people away because they don't have money. So that's not what's driving me. I want to see more orgasmic women on the planet that are enjoying their bodies, that are not carrying around baggage for the whole life, that are having beautiful relationships with themselves where they feel so radiant, where they wake up in the morning and they're a big smile on their face and they're so supported and they feel so abundant. That's what I want to create. That's my legacy. And not just women, but men also. And that's what drives me. And that's what we need to find, I think, in our lives is what would you do for free? What would you do because you just love doing it? So if anybody wants more clarity this week, please message me privately or email me because this thing's frozen here. I don't know if it's going to work. And let me know. I'm here as a support for you. I'm not as busy as I was before because obviously I'm not doing the one-on-ones. So I'm available, and this is not going to be all year. You know what I'm saying? So take advantage that I am more available. And especially next week, my daughter's going to be with her dad the whole week. So I'm planning for lots of calls next week. And if you want to learn more about essential oils, if you would one day like to share essential oils with your tribe, I'm here for you. And yeah, I think I said it all. Does anybody want to share anything else?
I do, actually.
Then I'm just going to say goodbye, and I'll be sending everybody a copy of this beautiful recording. And thank you so much to everyone for showing up. And
oh, somebody want to share something, I think.
yes, please share. Yes, yes, yes. Remember, when you share, somebody needed to hear it. So if you're called,
yes, somebody had to say something. I don't know who she was, but I think
go ahead. Are they still there? And you want to
I think
share?
it was Naomi.
We don't have to rush. Trust me, folks. I'm all yours right now. Naomi, are you still on?
I am, yeah.
She might be still on.
Michelle.
Does anybody want to share the didn't?
on.
Huh?
She's on. She's on. Give her a second.
Oh, awesome. Yay! This is so exciting. I can't see anything. Can you see me or no? I'm frozen.
Frozen.
Yes, oh yeah, I mean, we hear you, we don't see you, but we hear you clearly.
You feel me, right, women? You feel me?
Yes. Yes.
Guys,
I love you all. Thank you so much.
There's Naomi.
Yay!
Can you guys hear me?
You just have to unmute.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Because it's hard to talk. But I wanted to share what happened to me.
I can't hear Naomi.
It's hard.
We can hear you.
Naomi.
Okay. I wanted to share what happened to me, but it's hard to. So I'm a healthcare professional, and I was exposed by 2 patients, and I was just discharged from the hospital.
I can't hear Naomi. I don't know why.
I can't talk any about it.
It'll be.
No, Naomi, we can hear you. I think
We
it's
can
just
hear
because
you.
Michelle is frozen, but we can definitely hear you.
Okay. Can you see me?
I can see you. I can see
Yes. Yes, we can see you.
Okay. So I'm still having a lot of shortness of breath. I was positive for the coronavirus because I was exposed by 2 patients at work. And I'm alive. I was very close to death. And Michelle drove all the way from Miami to Boca. And she got in touch with my doctor, who's one of my best friends. If you guys need a doctor, she's the best ever. And she brought her oils, and she brought me oils, and she brought me.
What did Naomi say? I can't hear.
Michelle, she's still talking. Hold on.
Sorry.
And
Okay, I think Naomi is frozen now, but she was just talking about what she was going through and that you drove from Miami to Boca, and there she is again. But I think there you go.
I don't know if
God, I
it's
want to hear her.
I know, but you're probably gonna cry because I am.
What did she say? Can you repeat it?
She said that you drove from Miami to Boca to take her oils, and I'm sorry, I'm like a little emotional now.
She feels better, right?
She looks great. Naomi, you look good.
wow.
Can you ask her what percentage better she feels after using the oils?
Naomi, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't hear her.
Well,
If you could say like a percentage of how much better you feel. And mind you, Naomi's doing things for herself with the oils. So it's not just the oils, it's Naomi healing herself, you know, touching herself, putting energy to herself. She's a powerful healer for herself. And of course, she's very connected to God, Creator.
yeah, I was gasping for breath earlier. It's gonna keep on happening, the doctor said, where I can't breathe. But when I smell the oils and all of that, it helps it. Obviously, it's slow. When you can't breathe, you can't just go from not breathing to breathing.
The suspense is killing me.
She's talking.
It helps.
This is good for me,
been
see?
helping
I think
a lot.
type everything that you say, Naomi, so she can at least read it.
It's frozen. My screen's frozen.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Perfectly frozen. Yeah.
I told Michelle too that I know Michelle. We went to PT school together. Over 20 years ago. I know Michelle when she was little cute. You know.
Wow.
I survived this. When I was wheeled out of the room in the COVID unit, there were so many patients not breathing on their own, on breathing machines. And it was very humbling and very heart-opening. So I bonded with this one lady in particular who was in her room while I was in the wheelchair, ready to exit the unit, and our hearts exchanged, and I will see her in my heart forever. The worst thing in the world is to not be able to breathe. Oh my God!
And I can't hear her, and it's all perfect.
And Mevi's on the phone. I wish I can send you guys stuff that she sent me. It's so sweet. I love you, Mevi.
I love you too.
If you can.
Naomi, I don't know you, but I just want to say that, thank you for being on the front line. And I'm sorry that you had to go through this, but you are clearly a fighter and surrounded by people who love you. And it just warms my heart to know that there are people like you out there. And I am very grateful. And I hope that everyone else just feels the same. And you're truly an inspiration. And Michelle is equally an inspiration. And I'm very blessed to be sharing the screen with you guys. And I hope that you get better real soon. But you look great. And God bless you.
Thank you. I love you.
I'm telling you that aphrodisiac oil is what did it, right? No, I'm just kidding.
It really really
Oh my
helped
God.
save me because I was short of breath 30 minutes
Tell her I
before
love
this.
her. I'll
You
call her.
sound stronger now.
Wow. Thank you, Naomi, for sharing, and God bless you. And I'm so happy that you're doing great. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
So what's coming up for me,
Thank you.
even though I can't hear, is
Thank
that
you,
to remind everybody that you are all powerful. Naomi is showing us how you can overcome adversity, how you can believe in yourself, have faith, surrender, and allow your body to heal itself. And why not use nature? The herbs, the plants, they're in a bottle. You know, people are like, oh my God, you love those oils. I'm like, damn straight I do. I'm made of those oils. We're made of nature. We are nature. And so I just want to thank you all for joining today. Thank you, Naomi, for sharing. I can't wait to hear the recording. And I'm literally going to download it right away and send it to everyone. And thank you so much, everyone, for staying today, for holding space for yourselves, for being so courageous. It empowers us when we're vulnerable and we're able to be with our emotions. And so many people in the world can benefit from this, what you have done for yourself today. So I will send the link for the 30th. Invite all your friends and let's gather again. And I'm going to call Zoom and see what I could do about this, and send you the link for the recording, and also to schedule a 15-minute clarity call with me if you want some extra support, ladies, for next week, okay? Sending you lots of love. Mwah! I just kissed my laptop. And woo! Thank you, Naomi. Thank you for inspiring us, everyone. And thank you, Leslie, for translating. Bye, ladies. Have a beautiful day. I love you all. Mwah, mwah. Oh, I'm going to send the link for tomorrow, the aphrodisiac oil class. 12,
Oh, yes.
12
Thank
noon
you.
Eastern time. Put that on your calendar, okay?
Yes.
Thank you
I'll
for
be
Naomi,
sharing.
there.
It was
Thank you.
it was an honor to meet everyone here, guys. Lots of love and blessing. Thank you, Michelle.
Likewise. Thank you.
I missed that. I missed that.
Blessings, everybody.
mwah. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye. Love you.
Carolina.
Bye-bye.
You. Hold on, I have to turn off the recording because it froze. It perfectly froze. So I'm going to open up this one, that way I can stop the recording. You're so cute. I love you. Hold on, I have to do this. And then I'm going to do recording. People are still on. They're so cute. They don't want any more. I love you guys. I have to end it and